Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 2. Tonight we are talking about it's officer chat. We're going to be talking about some ways to keep your squad organized. I could show you how we are organizing our outfit for the United Front. But this isn't a recruiting stream. This is purely informational. It's dailies. Okay. I'm going to start off small this episode, and we're going to look at how we should organize, say, just a random squad. When I say random squad organization, though, it's kind of a loose term. There are ways to get a random squad together and on task, but they take a little bit of effort and know-how. You have to know what you're doing in the game, first of all. It's really important. But the best way to start off and get a group organized is have a good base. You need to have players that you trust, at least 2 or 3, and have them in the group with you already. Obviously, you have to start a group before you make it public. But instead of just inviting random people, because I know you can stand around at the warp gate and just spam invites to people, it's better to have 1 or 2 people that you know and trust into the group as the base. When you do eventually get 8 to 12 people, go ahead and designate Gal pilots or Sunderer drivers. Sunderers are soon going to be AMSs, and Galaxies the respawn is going to be deep, deep, deep into the cert tree. So you're going to have to play forever before you can spawn at a Galaxy like we're doing right now. It's a lot of havoc, in my opinion, having the Galaxy as a spawn point because it's too mobile. Anyway, after you've designated those pilots, make sure everybody is listening on voice chat. Maybe not in necessarily that order. You could do it as you're recruiting. But having people on voice chat, whether they can talk or not, helps you as a leader. It helps you not to get headaches, how to not get migraines. It's a good way to keep everybody organized and focused on one thing. And, I mean, you're only 12 people. I know it shouldn't be that hard, but it turns out in Planetside to be tremendously hard to get 12 people focused on the same task at the same time, unless they're already outfit members. Most of the people that you'll find are out there lone wolfing it don't have an outfit, and they don't really understand why they need one, because they think they're getting kills. Hey, I'm winning. I'm getting kills. That's not how Planetside works. It's territory. I'm actually going to use I'm going to refer back to one of my favorite Reddit quotes. It's a territory control game. It is not a first-person shooter. Killing you is simply a tool to remove you from the ground you're standing on. And that's what Planetside really is about. Ensure that you are telling them what to do. Don't ask them, hey, can we get somebody to please do this? Because you'll never get a response. It sounds kind of mean, but it works. It works very well. Don't ask them what to do. You're the leader. Lead them. Don't be afraid to tell them that you need a specific class or key role. They can volunteer for becoming an engineer, because we need engineers to repair the spawn consoles. I myself have slacked off on doing this recently because half the spawn consoles work in the game and half of them don't. So when I see one destroyed and we're leaving the base, I don't set the gal down and refuse to move until somebody repairs it. I just, I'm like, this base, the spawn console might not work. I'm not sure. Snake Ravine is one that's broken right now. I'm fairly certain. What else? Get them on your friends list. If you want to be able to bring them back and, have a bigger, solid foundation, this is how outfits start, as just a couple of people meeting each other on the internet, becoming friends, and they build this whole repertoire with each other, and they eventually decide that they like gaming with each other enough that they're going to go ahead and try to manage this ball of people and form this unit however big you wish it to be. Normally, outfits are going to be formed this way, but they're going to be smaller, like 20, 30 people max. Outfits, another misconception I think that people have are outfits are not guilds. In a guild in World of Warcraft, you have a certain amount of people. I'm using World of Warcraft as an example. You have that certain amount of people because there's a limit to how many people you can bring into a raid. So you have your standard crew, and then you have backups. And you try to rotate them in and out so that you can get the proper mix for each fight. But generally, you're only taking 25 people? 25 man heroic, yeah. Sorry, I played a little bit of WoW. I had to remember. You started off with 40. But most of those were randoms anyway in vanilla WoW. This is not a MMO in that sense. You can do raids. They're called Zergs in-game chat. People call them Zergs because most of the time they just Zerg straight across a continent. They're pretty devastating. But the outline for the United Front, which I consider a probably medium to large guild, is roughly 96 infantry alone. We have 3 divisions: infantry, air, and armor. So, yeah, you might as well, say a good 200 people, roughly, should be a medium-sized outfit. I touched on voice chat earlier, and I wanted to say, if somebody's not listening to you when you're being an outfit leader, go ahead and kick them from the group. Don't be afraid to hurt their feelings. They'll probably think that there was a glitch at this point in the game. But if they're not running with you, they're not helping you. They're just taking up a slot that somebody else could be using that actually is going to be useful. Let's move on and look at this at a different angle. You as a squad leader need to be able to do certain things, to be able to move the squad forward, to go have a cohesive unit. You need to be able to make good decisions, period. Just don't make decisions like, hey, we're going to move on foot from the TR Warp Gate up to Crossroads Watchtower. That's a lot of wasted time. I don't think that anybody in their right mind would do that. But I'm going to say it just in case it happens and somebody goes, well, nobody ever said not to do that. I said it. Don't follow the Zerg. Don't follow the big push of people in an outfit taking down a big base. It's not worth your time. Your time is better spent complementing what the Zerg is trying to accomplish. If they're trying to take down, say, a Latinum, then you need to be working on surrounding territories. The surrounding territories to a Latinum give you more influence, and they allow the Zerg to be able to actually capture that main base, that biolab, and they allow for the Zerg to be able to cap that biolab more quickly and move on to a new threat. You help everybody else out in the game when you go and be greedy and get points for yourself and your squad alone. If you flood into a Latinum with 150 people, you're not going to have the amount of room to work with. That's the way I'll put it. You won't be, you'll be targets more than you can target, is one of the easiest ways I can put that. You're going to be lost in the wave of people, and you're probably going to have your group split up and not be very efficient or effective. Another thing that you need to be able to do is don't be afraid to be wrong or expect too much from your guys. I have in the last week pushed every squad that I have to their limits and gotten them killed multiple times for it. But I've discovered some of the limits of the people that I've been running with, and those limits are pretty high. We're able to drop with 12 guys and take out 20 if we do it right. The execution is part of it, and I think I've built up a pretty decent friends list of people that can go in and get a job done when I tell them to do it, which is fantastic. They listen. They are on point. They try not to get confused at the warp gate about which galaxy is ours, which happens with everybody. They know where we park it is the most important part. You have to choose your own parking spot for a galaxy, and just pray to God that nobody else is parked there. It helps if you make things simple. In the military, we called it KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it simple, stupid. It makes things idiot-proof. And not saying people that you're going to be running with are idiots, but a lot of the people that you'll meet aren't going to be the brightest crown in the box. Make sure you're not, I guess if you're watching these, hopefully you have the throughput and the knowledge to go ahead and understand the game mechanics before you move into the game and try leading anybody. The biggest part that I would say is make sure you know how territories work and try to make sure that you can read the map effectively, meaning what you think is going to happen. Be able to predict the map effectively. What you think is going to happen just by looking at the map, not knowing where anybody is fighting, being able to look at the hot spots, the actual territory controlled, the pattern of the territory controlled, and the recent conversions of territory in the map. You should be able to predict where you need to go to be best at whatever your goal is. And that's probably the biggest mechanic that everybody has to learn. And once they learn that, it will be a much more interesting game, because then people will start to be able to come up with diversions by taking this spot over here and really attacking over here It's going to be interesting. Um, do not, and I have done this a couple of times this week, or last week I should say, and it has given me the largest headache in the world. Do not accept platoon lead unless you work out a chain of command prior. What I mean by a chain of command is if you're leading the platoon, which is 2 squads or more, up to 4, you can have up to 40 people under your control almost instantly. Without even realizing it, you can, oh, holy crap, now there are 40 people below me, and I need to make decisions for every single one of them. It doesn't work when you try to make decisions for every single one of them. You need to make decisions for up to 4 of them, and those 4 would be the squad leaders. The squad leaders then need to get their guys and move them, because when you have that many people, people's mind just starts to wander, and I have no idea where it goes, but it's gone for the night. It is incredibly hard to herd cats, and that's what you're doing with 40 cats, unless you have a structure in place to actually push them forward and move them efficiently. Something else I want to say is don't be afraid to try new things with your squad. If you come up with this crazy idea and you think there's just the smallest chance of it working, it's probably not going to be thought of by the enemy. Yeah, I'm TR, so if I think of something that's absolutely insane, nuts, I don't think it'll ever work, I'm going to try it. Because when I try it, it works. And it surprises everybody in the area. It surprises people when, there's a big fight and people the NC are capping Havar behind us in our territory. They're in our space. And I go, no, we're taking Quartz Ridge, and we're taking Inner Excavation. And all of a sudden, there's 40 plus NC fighting these 12 guys taking these 2 points. We just took 40 people out of Havar that were tilting things towards the NC, and we made sure that we got Havar back by taking their territory. It's a bit subversive and it tricks people, but the fact that we can do it helps our team out. You can't really lone wolf it in this game, as I've said before. You don't get anything done. You get kills. Good for you, pat on the back, nobody gives a crap. That's the way it is. When you are leading a squad, don't yell at people. Yelling at people doesn't ever get anything done. It just makes them belligerent and angry. It's a game. It's not supposed to be taken super seriously. There's like this point at which the seriousness of the game becomes too serious. Like, you can take it this seriously, but if you take it this seriously, then you're wrong. You're just yelling at people and calling them names, and it doesn't help anybody. It just gets people stressed out, and people don't have fun. And it's a game. You're supposed to have fun. Don't argue with your group members at the same time. They will give you suggestions, and they'll tell you that you're wrong. Take 10 seconds and look at the map and go, yes, that's a good idea, we should do that. Or go, no, that's a bad idea, and here's why. Explain it so that you don't have an argument, and be like, this is what I think, and I'm the squad leader. If they don't like it, they can leave. If they think it's, if they could throw their hands up and be like, whatever, you're squad leader, okay. And go ahead and do it. It's not such a big deal. Yeah, so That's pretty much all I have to say on this daily. It's a pretty short daily. Uh, Next week we'll be looking at how my outfit is arranging themselves and how you can work with larger groups. Actually, no, yeah, we're going to do that because outfit cohesion is really important too. Next week on whatever today is, it would be Wednesday for me. Yeah, okay. Just to go over things again, get a good base for your squad. Get everybody either on and able to talk on a mic or be able to listen. Ensure that you're telling them what to do, not asking them. Don't be afraid to ask them to change classes or tell them to change classes. I'm sorry, that was worded incorrectly. Get them on your friends list. They need to be your friend if you're going to be able to do this in the future with larger groups. Make good decisions. Be able to read the map. Don't follow the Zerg. Assist them by capping surrounding territories. Don't ever afraid to be wrong. You will be wrong, and don't beat yourself up for it. I have flown a galaxy into a pad and been like, whoops, my bad, because I just didn't see the angle correctly from the third-person view. Check out the dailies. You will learn things. Make sure you subscribe, like, whatever. Check out my Twitter. All the information you need is below, including my outfits information and my event information if you ever want to get on and talk while I'm streaming. I do the shows for me as a caster, and I stream for the outfit as a recruitment tool. I do it all on the same channel because I have an established fan base, albeit a small one, but I have one here. Make sure before you accept platoon lead, you get each squad organized into squad leaders and followers. Try new things. Don't get stressed out. If you find yourself yelling at people, you give somebody else platoon lead for 10 minutes. Be like, hey, I'm going to go AFK. And just smash whatever jet you have into an enemy tank. It makes you feel better when the jet explodes and it's a big fireball and it's cool. That's my personal stress reliever. And yeah, that's it. You guys tune in to the next broadcast, which is going to be offensive and defensive postures, when you should and when you should not be offensive, when you should and when you should be defensive. That will eventually break down into how to hold and capture several different points, important rooms, etc., so on and so forth, quid pro quo. I think I used quid pro quo wrong, but whatever. If you didn't see yesterday's, yesterday was episode 1. I did have some audio trouble. Go ahead and check that out. It's about the Quartz Ridge region right there, in Indar Excavation, Indar Comrade, Seabed Listening Post, Coria Med Labs, and West Highlands Checkpoint. Yes. It's about all the bases in that area. So, yeah, go ahead and check that out. It's pretty cool. What else do I have here? Yes, follow me on Twitter. Email me with any comments or suggestions. YouTube is down below also. Yeah, have a good night, guys. And I'm going to be streaming as soon as I get my squad or my outfit organized and up and running, so that you guys don't have to pay attention to the 5 minutes of downtime. Yeah, I'll see you later.